Welcome to The Explainer. Ever wonder what actually turns a manuscript into a highly marketable prestige TV hit? Today, we're unpacking the gritty, cinematic energy of Claudia D. Reid's crime noir romance, Lemon Man and Sunrise Bites. We're pulling insights directly from the author's pitch deck and manuscript to see exactly how this story masterfully blends deep trauma, high-stakes political corruption, and a profoundly spiritual romance into a narrative that literally refuses to let you go. Let's dive right in. We're bypassing a standard agenda today and jumping right into this incredible dramatic hook. Redemption tastes sweeter when the past wants you dead. I mean, wow, right? That perfectly sets the moody, cinematic tone for our entire breakdown. This isn't just your standard story about two people falling in love. It's a narrative where a violently dark past collides head-on with a desperate chance at peace. The author is signaling to us right out of the gate that survival and salvation are deeply, inextricably intertwined.
All right, Section 1, Colliding Worlds Narrative Core Friction.
Okay, so the whole engine of this story runs on this deliberate, intense juxtaposition between our two leads. On one side, we have Cameron. He's a scarred ex-enforcer fresh out of a 10-year prison sentence. He is lethal, guarded, and practically carries the scent of gunpowder with him. On the flip side is Lyla, the warm, faith-rooted owner of Sunrise Bites Bakery. She's a resilient survivor anchored by grace and, frankly, the smell of cinnamon. It's a recipe for absolute disaster in the real world, but absolute gold for a narrative. The big takeaway here is that this dynamic is far from a simple romance. It's this, as the pitch says, slow burn pull neither of them can resist. But it's also a highly dangerous intersection. For Cameron, Lila's unyielding kindness and her unwavering faith, that terrifies him way more than the actual assassins hunting him down. He is terrified of corrupting her, while she is fiercely determined to see him healed. It's just a brilliant setup for a high-stakes emotional arc.
Moving on to Section 2, The Noir Conspiracy, a ticking clock thriller.
So the past doesn't just haunt Cameron emotionally, it violently comes knocking. The author constructs this intricate ecosystem of antagonists that Cameron has to navigate. It's like a giant puzzle of corruption. You've got Joanne, the mayor's manipulative wife and Cameron's toxic ex, paired perfectly with the corrupt mayor himself. Add in Sean, a guilty FBI agent, a scheming district attorney named Todd Bryant, and a terrifying underground enforcer named Bledsoe. They are all desperately trying to keep Cameron quiet about a massive missing $2 million payout from the very night he went to prison. Let's look at how the complex truth of this 10-year-old sting operation finally unravels. Step by step, it all started when Cameron's associate, Big Tiggo, was killed in a deliberate setup, causing $2 million to instantly vanish into thin air. Fake forfeiture paperwork was hastily filed to cover their tracks. And the ultimate reveal? District Attorney Todd Bryant orchestrated the entire theft, using a shell company called JT District Holdings. Cameron was literally never meant to survive that night. He was just the perfect scapegoat. Now, as Cameron pieces this timeline together, the pacing quickens drastically. The threats violently escalate from quiet intimidation in the bakery to literal warfare in the streets. We're talking a sniper attacking from a rooftop, a professionally timed firebombing that completely guts the third floor of Lila's building. But amidst all this suffocating chaos, Cameron manages to secure the ultimate weapon, a hidden flash drive from Tiga's old safe that undeniably proves the entire betrayal. The stakes are now life and death, for sure. Which brings us to Section 3, Justice and Redemption, Explosive Retaliation. With their lives actively on the line, the narrative engine shifts from mere survival into an explosive arc of mutual redemption. And it hinges on this absolute game-changer of a quote from Lyla. "I'm not your weakness, Cam. I'm your weapon." After the firebombing, Cameron is ready to go to war alone, but Lyla refuses to be a victim or liability. She steps right out of the quiet sanctuary of her faith and actively joins the fight for justice alongside him. It fundamentally transforms their dynamic into a true partnership of equals. Together, they methodically flip the script on their hunters. It's a masterclass in dismantling a corrupt empire. First, they strategically leak that flash drive evidence to 3 independent sources: the DA's office, a journalist, and a tech ally, ensuring it absolutely cannot be buried. Then, they partner with an honest cop, Captain Tulane, to organize a live press conference. It all culminates in Cameron publicly exposing the DA's shell company on live television. They literally get to watch the political machine that framed him crumble in real time.
And finally, Section 4, Anatomy of a Hit, Prestige TV Tension.
So, let's look under the hood.
What makes this manuscript such a compelling, marketable pitch? Well, it injects that prestige TV cinematic tension straight into the heart of a deeply spiritual romance. You have a black male lead allowed to exhibit immense depth and vulnerability alongside his toughness. You have a faith-rooted heroine who is powerful and fiercely resilient, definitely not naive. The romance feels earned because it survives the intense, suffocating pressure of a crime-noir thriller. For anyone studying what makes a story grip an audience and hit on every emotional cylinder, this right here is the blueprint.
So wrap up this explainer, we're left with this lingering, provocative question. Will a violent past always hunt you down? Or can a faith-rooted love finally give you the strength to outrun your sins? It forces us to ask whether true redemption is something you earn through fire and retaliation, or if it is given through grace and love. Lemon Man and Sunrise Bites argues, pretty brilliantly I might add, that it requires a dangerous, beautiful mixture of both. Thanks so much for joining me on this breakdown, and keep questioning the narratives behind the stories we love.